I'm ready.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rick Staly, Flagler County Sheriff. Today about 7:30 p.m. our deputies responded to 47 Woodhollow Lane to a reported stabbing. Upon our arrival, we found a victim laying in the yard with no immediate signs of life. Our deputies immediately started to perform life-saving measures, waiting for the fire department to arrive. Fire department took over, but they were unsuccessful to revive the victim. We have a person of interest that we are interviewing for either witness information or for other reasons. And so we're interviewing witnesses. We have our detectives here. Our CSI, FDLE, actually, I believe CSI is going to respond to assist us. The State Attorney's Office Homicide Investigation Unit responded, which is standard protocol in this circuit, to assist so that they have somebody on scene. So we believe this is a domestic related event. However, the case is still under investigation. It's only been about 3 hours, a little less than that. And so anything can change, but that's what it preliminary looks like today.
No idea yet on motive for that domestic situation?
No, it's still very preliminary in the investigation, and I'd hate to speculate.
Sure.
Do you have the victim's name?
We have somebody, well, we have a name that we believe is correct, although we have not, the ME is not here, and we have not got a confirmed identification, so I can't release that at this time.
Regardless of what happened, though, obviously sad night for a family here to see this play out.
It is. It's another tragic event. Kind of emphasizes again why about 2.5 months ago I called for a domestic violence summit. I believe yesterday our task force met. They're working hard and diligent, and they hope to have a report with recommendations to us in October. And again, this just solidifies that we do have a problem with domestic violence in our community, and we as a community have to come together and find a community-driven solution. If we are correct that this is a domestic-related homicide, it'll be the third one that we've had since January. That's very unusual for Flagler County. And one was in Flagler Beach, but two in either one city of Palm Coast or one unincorporated. So, we make arrests 2 or 3 a day for domestic violence, and so we are working on finding solutions to prevent it, provide assistance, help, those kind of things.
Anything we're missing?
The person who made the 911 call and the person being interviewed by deputies. First of all, is that person being interviewed here or?
No, that person, a person of interest, is not at my location or our location. We first spoke to him at a different location, and I'm not sure exactly his whereabouts right now, but I know my detectives are with him.
And was he the one who called in the body? Or?
I really am not at liberty to release that information because that's all part of the investigation. Usually when you get phone calls and stuff like that, there is potential evidentiary value with those 911 calls and conversations. So until we are ready to divulge that, I really have to keep that for our investigators.
And his relation to the homicide victim?
If the person is in fact who we believe it is deceased, then I'll say that he is related to the deceased.
How many witnesses were there?
We don't know of any neighbors that are witnesses, but we have some people that we believe can provide information on the activity that maybe was leading up to the homicide. And so that's what, so they may be witnesses, but they may not have seen the actual act.
Sheriff, do you know if the homicide occurred out where the woman's body was found, or if it occurred, for instance, inside the house and she
Yeah, because it's an ongoing investigation, and we are in the process of obtaining search warrants, which we're required to get to enter the house, I can't release that information.
Are you still seeking search warrants then?
Yes. For us, homicide cases and a lot of other cases too, but homicide cases especially are a very slow, methodical process. And so for any evidence that we may locate in a house, in a car, we need a search warrant to get it. By law, we're allowed to go in, check under exigent circumstances, make sure that there's no one else injured. There's not maybe a suspect inside the house or others that could be injured. Once we have done that, we have to exit and obtain a search warrant, or any evidence that we would collect would not be admissible in court. And obviously, the exigent circumstance is over now, and so we are obtaining the search warrants that we need to continue the investigation.
And it's tough to obtain a judge's signature this late hour on a weeknight.
Well, it's easier obviously in the daytime, but we do this all the time. The judges obviously cooperate. The judges in the circuit are on call, and so once we are ready to get a signature on the search warrant, then we will find out who the on-call judge is and drive to their house and wake them up and let them review our affidavit and request for a search warrant, and hopefully they will agree that there's enough probable cause to issue the search warrant. So it'll probably be early morning hours before we have a search warrant.
And how cooperative has the family been to the investigation?
I don't have a lot of that information because my investigators have been talking to them. Obviously, they are concerned. They are distraught, as anyone could expect, but I have no indications that they are not cooperating with my detectives.
And how many people live in that house?
I don't know the answer to that.
Was this indeed the victim's house?
I don't know the answer to that either. That will be part of the investigation, but we have not pulled property records or anything yet at that point, but our detectives will do that.
Was she found in the front yard?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Guys, have a good night.
Thanks.
Sheriff, you're still connected.
Oh.